Great to have you along with us this afternoon, 24 minutes to 5. Now, global exports of Scotch whisky fell by more than £1.1 billion during 2020. The export figures are the lowest they've been in a decade, as the combined impact of COVID-19 and the 25% tariff in the United States hits distillers hard. Well, let's talk to Graham Littlejohn, who's Director of Strategy and Communications at the Scotch Whisky Association. Graham, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
That is a eye-watering figure. You must be gutted.
It's been a hugely challenging past year for the Scottish whisky industry. I mean, the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic is not surprising on a global industry the size of the Scotch whisky industry. We export to 180 markets around the world, and all of those markets, to one degree or another, have been impacted by the pandemic. The large closure of parts of hospitality, the shutdown of airport retail, as well as the reduction in trade, that all hurts Scotch whisky exports. But it is those tariffs in the United States which are significantly damaging distillers at this time. And with the United States amounting to around a fifth of global exports, the losses in the United States last year were a third of all export losses around the world, and that just shows you the extent and the impact that tariffs on Scotch whisky have in the United States.
President Biden's in the White House now. Are you hoping this situation might change, Graham?
These tariffs have been going on now for 16 months. The trade dispute which has caused the tariffs has been going on for 16 years. It is a very long-running dispute which has gone over multiple US administrations. The Biden presidency gives a chance to reset that to a degree, and the industry is looking forward to the new US trade representative being confirmed by the Senate next month, and we hope that is going to be an opportunity to get the tariffs off Scotch whisky. We are effectively paying the price for subsidies which have gone to the aerospace industry, and that cannot go on. It's an unsustainable situation, with the industry having already paid over £500 million in tariffs to the United States over the last 16 months. Those tariffs have to end now because they are significantly damaging the Scotch whisky industry.
Just briefly, what about sales at home here in Scotland and the UK, Graham?
We've also been impacted in the UK. Obviously, hospitality has suffered during the pandemic. We hope to see a safe return to hospitality very soon, because, of course, Scotch whisky it plays a significant role in Scotland's hospitality and tourism offer. And it's important that we get a good domestic season under our belt this year and then welcome international tourists back when we can.
A ray of hope. Producer Dom Graham says that he's certainly not bought less whisky in the last year or so he's certainly with you. And we can speak now to Ian Houston, who serves as a consultant and ambassador for the Scottish Business Network. Hi, Ian. Good to have you back on Drive Time. You were listening to what Graham was saying. How likely are we or not to see changes to that 25% tariff Graham was saying is so crippling?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on. Happy Friday to you. Happy weekend to everyone. SWA does such fantastic advocacy work, so there's a lot of information on their website. The United States and Scotland are more than allies. We have a special connection, a special friendship. I think if U.S. policy leaders realize that these tariffs, which are about 25%, are causing so much damage to communities across Scotland at the tune of 500 million lost in exports, 500 million pounds, there would be change that would occur, because the relationship is so close between the United States and Scotland. I think, as was referenced, the USTR trade rep has been nominated. Her name is Catherine Tai. She's fantastic. She has real experience with trade matters across the board and understands USTR and understands Europe. Once she is confirmed, I think we will have a situation where these tariffs will change immediately. It's important for the listeners here to understand we don't necessarily need a trade agreement between the UK and the US to solve this problem. This problem can be solved now. And I think, again, if U.S. policy leaders who have a real fondness and desire to cultivate this relationship with Scotland realized how deeply these tariffs were impacting a special friend and a special relationship, they would change them tomorrow.
Graham, are you still with us, Graham Littlejohn? Yeah. Were you listening to Ian?
I was indeed.
What did you make of that then?
I think Ian's absolutely right. Catherine Tai coming in is an opportunity to reset this. This dispute cannot go on forever. It is a very complex dispute where We don't dispute that. It is between the United States, between the UK, between the European Union. But what is not fair is that distillers in Scotland and cashmere producers in Scotland are having to pay the price for these aerospace subsidies. So we can use the new administration as an opportunity to reset this. The International Trade Secretary, Liz Truss, has already committed to go and see Catherine Tai at the earliest possible opportunity, and we back her in doing so. But right now we need some support from the UK government to stop the damage to the industry, and that can start on the 3rd of March with a cut to excise duty for Scotch whisky.
Very briefly, Ian, what would your prediction be for the next year for what might happen to tariffs?
They will change. I think early on in the new year, with a Biden administration that's committed to multilateral relationships and working with partners, this will be solved very quickly. And once Catherine Tai is in place, which will be fairly soon, I think we'll have an immediate adjustment of this problem.
Okay, there's some hope there. Well, pleasure to speak to you both, gents. Graham Littlejohn from the Scotch Whisky Association and Ian Houston, who serves as the ambassador for the Scottish Business Network. It is 18 minutes to 5. This is Drive Time with Fiona Stalker.